Hello viewers! A while ago the new titles for the Pokemon Generation 9 games have been announced, and with it a whole new slew of starters. Fuecoco, Quaxley, and Sprigatito. Now with the inclusion of these starters, the first question has obviously been, will the cat turn into another fur? What will their evolutions be? That's the question. Now while I do like the others, I wanted to do the fire one first, as not only does it have more clear ideas for inspiration, but also I feel like this one could be the most beloved. Without further ado, let's get started. So we start with the middle evolution. Truth be told, I designed the final evolution first so that I could create a Pokemon in between Fuecoco and the final evolution that looks more like a transition into the final evolution. One thing that I'm pretty sure this fire crocodile will evolve into at some point is a dinosaur, so I went with that for my first evolution. My first thought was the raptor because that's a classic and would fit into the final evolution a little bit, but I ultimately decided against it. I instead went with a dinosaur that is actually found in Spain, since that's what the new games will be based on. I instead went with a dinosaur called the Pelecanamimus, a similar dinosaur which has more features that will connect it to the final evolution, that of which include its long neck and feathers, and most importantly, it is found in Spain. With other details of this Pokemon, I sort of took inspiration from a trend Game Freak has been doing with their Pokemon. You see, the middle evolution of the starters, they've been making into more like teenagers. So it's like child, teenager, adult. Nevertheless, I found it funny, so I gave them a mohawk and turned this one into more of the crazy teenager stereotype. You know, the one where they just don't think about anything and they do what they want. Admittedly, this does make it look a little goofy, but I think it works. I also made the patch on their face a skull-like shell, which is something other people are doing, and it's a concept I like. When coloring, I tried to do this thing with the fire that Pokemon does with drawing fire, where it swirls of yellow and orange. I'm not entirely sure I did right, but I think it works, and I will continue it with the fire evolution anyway. Its type stays as pure fire for now, but the name for this Pokemon is Respelecan. Coming from Resplandor, the Spanish word for blaze, and Pelecanimimus. It's time for the final evolution, the apex of this line. When I saw this Pokemon for the first time, I had an idea, and I really hope we get something similar to this. So, for those who don't know, in Pokemon there's this theory that each of the fire starters is supposed to be one of the Chinese zodiac. However, when this Pokemon was revealed, everyone thought it was disproven because there is no crocodile. Now, while I personally am not entirely convinced of this theory in the first place because of Finnegan being a fox and not a dog, and Cyndaquil being a shrew and not a mouse, it does give me some direction of where to go for the design, which is better than no given direction. And if it is still true, the closest thing we have to this crocodile is a snake, being another reptile. Now, hear me out. If Fuecoco does evolve into a snake of some kind, then maybe it can evolve to look something like Quetzalcoatl, a winged snake-like deity of Aztec culture. Something like this has already happened with Snivy. It has limbs in the first two stages, but becomes a snake for Superior. So it's not like this idea is completely unfounded. This concept also seems to not be common in the community. I have seen a couple people suggest it in like comment sections of videos, so I decided to make it. Hopefully you can see how Respelecan would turn into this creature with its longer body. As this was the first I designed, I tried to take features from Fuecoco and translate them here. I turned the two strands of hair into a majestic mane, the color of which it shares with its feathers. The patch on its face becomes a skull, and its underbelly color stretches along its body. In my research, Quetzalcoatl seems to be a god of the wind and sun, so I think this should be a fire and flying type. Some might think this should be a dragon type, but this is Quetzalcoatl, which is sometimes called the feathered serpent, which is more in line with flying type than dragon. Its name is Serpicantzal. Its name comes from serpent, picante, the Spanish word for spicy, and Quetzalcoatl. I personally really like the name and feel like it fits this mon. And that's Fuecoco's line. This was really more of a quick video I could get out so you don't have to wait too long for the next video. Speaking of those videos, please give my other videos a chance. I work hard on them and I'm getting better with each one. Lastly, I've written Pokédex entries in the description, so if you are curious about what I think their lore would be, then please check it out. Please like and subscribe if you enjoyed it, and I might make these for the other two starters. I hope you have a nice day.